Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your nighttime, it's your right time DJ Music. As I always say, I got 15 minutes to rock this post, so let me get straight to it. There's going to be some naysayers that's going to look at this post and say, well, not all white people are like that. I'm not saying that. You see what the moniker says right there. Racist couple apologize. Please stop sharing video. We deserve to go to college. Well, my question to you, racist couple, Jeffrey Hume and Stephanie Freeman, why did you post it to begin with? Why did you keep your racist views to yourself? Why did you feel it necessary to go onto TikTok or any other social media platform and decide to make racist posts and to make the whole of America try to make it seem like we were the one that wrongs for calling you out? As I always say, folks, black people are some of the most forgivingest people in the world, but you didn't run into one of them forgiving black folks. I like to hold your ass to the fire when white folks do shit like this. We're young. We didn't know better. That's bullshit. You did know better. If you didn't, you wouldn't have came back with an apology. You did know better. Now, I'm going to let you folks look at this video, and you tell me, if you were a black person, if you were someone that was hanging around these two people, as a black person, I should say, and then you saw this post, would you continue to be around them people? Would you think they were joking? Or would you look back at some of the things that they said to you when you scratched your head and said, wonder why he or she said that? Now you know. It's one thing that you can't do, folks. You can't hide who you are. Eventually, your true self is going to come out. If you're a racist, it's going to come out eventually. Just like that NASCAR driver who thought he was amongst his friends. He was so comfortable using the N-word that when he said it, you could hear all his other friends say, oh, shit, and back away from it. I don't want nothing to do with that. And people think just because a few sponsors dropped from NASCAR, just because he has no more sponsors, that's going to eliminate the racial disparity and problems that we have in this country. Well, there's one racist that we are out, another one is still back there waiting in the shadows. And here's a prime example of it right here.
Hume, who went viral for their racist video on TikTok.
Today we're making...
Remember we said it's only a matter of time before they came out crying, saying, oh, this is not me, oh, I'm young, oh, don't ruin my life. Well, we were right. Less than 24 hours later, the bowling began. But with a twist. Becky is throwing her boyfriend under the bus. But boy, oh boy, did it backfire.
Hey, today we're making... First we have... Black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty black.
Yeah. Next we have... Don't have a dad.
Have a dad? Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have... Eat watermelon and fried chicken.
Fried chicken,
Yeah.
watermelon, yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah.
Next one is make good choices. Let's see.
There's nothing there. Next we have... Rob people.
Specifically whites, yeah, they do that.
Last one is...
Go to jail.
We're going to jump into the quote-unquote apology, but first, I needed you to see something that I saw while I was editing this footage. And ask yourself the question, who is in control here? And rewind it back and take a look again for yourself.
There's no doubt about who's in control. The white girl, she's the one pushing it up. And then you hear her, this lady later on, say how she threw her boyfriend under the bus. You're both racist. I don't care which one of y'all tossed each other up under the bus. You're both racist. You both need to be held to the fire about what you did. I hope this ruins your life. I sincerely hope it does.
So the boyfriend's leg is longer and he kicks open the door. But listen. Listen to who is the main person reading out the racist sheets.
Today
She's the
we're
one holding the
making-
camera, and even though he's taller and pouring in the sink, she still jockeys for place in front. Keep that in mind as we go forward. She kept deleting her social media, but we searched low and high, and we found her posts and what we believe are authentic audio of her. Take a listen.
I want to apologize for the abhorrent video I posted. I know in my heart how wrong it was. My boyfriend is a racist, and he slowly normalized his racism on me. Still, I should never have let him. I believe blacks. I believe blacks are human too, made in the image of Christ. I have disappointed God, and I want to apologize. Please don't contact my college. It's my future, and one mistake should not ruin a life. Also, please stop with the death threats. Again, I apologize. Sincerely, Steph.
Did you peep the part where she says she believes blacks are human too? Which means it's not a fact, but a belief. And did you notice how she removed people from black people and are just referring to quote-unquote blacks? What are blacks? It sounds like she's doing laundry. And when in the video was our humanity up for question? She's telling on herself and her newfound quote-unquote beliefs. And there's more.
I promise to dedicate my life to serving God and treating every human being with respect. I do not expect the public to forgive me, nor do I deserve it, but I pray God forgives my sins. That's the only way we heal. But I do take issue with one thing. Hatred does not defeat hatred. Threatening, bullying, and canceling me will not resolve the world's problems. Please.
That she is absolutely right about, folks. No amount of bullying, no amount of talking, no amount of anything that a black person would say to a white person who has these views would change their mind. That's how they were raised. That's how they were brought up. That's what's embedded in them. It is what it is. No matter amount of words that she put on a piece of paper, no matter amount of words that she utters out of her mouth, she is the classic racist. And the bad part about this, folks, is this is the kind of chick that will walk around, that you will see in restaurants, in stores, waving at you saying, "Hi, can I help you today?" This is the kind of white chick that works in restaurants that might spit in your food, that might drop it on the floor and get amongst her buddies and tell them how funny they thought it was. This is the kind of person that will write something on a check saying blacks in this booth. This is the kind of person that Donald Trump has risen to again. Say what you want to, but for all those who thought that racism was gone in this country, you can honestly, absolutely see that it's not.
I urge everyone to seek God and find peace in Him. I understand why people are angry at me, but how will ruining my life change that? My parents live on fear for my life. This is not fair.
She's talking about serving God. Hopefully not the same God Europeans prayed to as they were barbarically killing, raping, and enslaving people. I hate how after these incidences, there's never really any quantifiable benefit for black people. I thought she was promising to serve the black community, to work tirelessly, dedicating her life to understanding and helping to eradicate racial disparity, volunteer with the underprivileged community, or at the very least commit herself to understanding racial injustices and disparity. But instead, one person put it succinctly when they said, "She's never been this scared." I can imagine the black people in her community being scared as well, that people like her are their neighbors and live in society today in 2020. Someone else wrote, "Phew, if only she could imagine being hated or being in fear daily for something you couldn't change or undo, such as the color of our skin." Then Stephanie started losing it.
For the love of God, stop sharing the video and my name and picture.
Imagine you're a black teenager just walking down the street, and someone just decides because of the color of your skin, Stephanie, that they want to do harm to you. Imagine living in that kind of fear your entire life. You brought this fear on yourself by sharing this post. You brought this hell to yourself, you and your boyfriend, by sharing this post. If you would have kept your racist views to your family and to the people around you, we as black people would have still been wondering who you are. You put yourself in the forefront. So how dare you come back to us and ask black people and other people for an apology for your ignorance? I don't get this. I don't understand why people think it's okay to use this language, and when they get called to their feet get held to the fire about it, all of a sudden, I'm not that kind of person. They always want to invoke God into it. Well, where was God when you was making that post? Where was the God that you prayed to then? Did he not tell you that all men are created equal, regardless of their race, religion, color of their skin, or creed? Isn't that the God that you say that all of us should be aspiring to be like? What happened to that when you was making that video of black people going to jail, of black people with no fathers? You know, I don't think you as white folks sometimes understand this. We make up 13% of the population. So a lot of what's going on in America as far as this going to jail, being on welfare, a whole bunch of other stuff that you want to label that only black people do, it's right there in your culture. There's some trailer park tramps that probably live right down the street from you. But I bet if you look on the other side of the street, there's probably some black folks that got PhDs, that's got well-paying jobs, that do have the mother and the father in their home, that do prescribe and astride to be have part of that American dream of the 2.5 kids, the house with the white picket fence around it.
And then your life gets ruined forever. People not caring what's in your heart or what you're really like. Only defining you by a stupid video. Please stop. Stop sharing.
According to her video, N-words make stupid decisions, which means since she doesn't consider herself an N-word, she makes good decisions. Yet, when her decisions have consequences, she doesn't think that it's quote-unquote fair that she faces her consequences. Then all of a sudden, she's just a stupid teen. But do black youth get the privilege of having their decisions chalked up as, oh, just being something from youth? When it's more likely that a black child in the American Just Us system will be tried as an adult. Then
Nothing else need to be said, folks. This kid that you see on the screen right here was 14 years old, the youngest person ever to be executed in the United States of America, here in the state of South Carolina. Now, that was back some time back then. Imagine what it's like now. Now, there's not too much different for some young black children. No difference. We don't get that, that era of being a teenager. White privilege does. So for all of you that think I'm being racist, that all for you that think that I'm race baiting, I ain't got but one thing to say to you. Fuck off. Because we didn't post this. She did. So don't ask for an apology. Don't ask for forgiveness when we still have stuff like this in our past, in our not too distant past. A 14-year-old black kid being executed, basically because a white person accused him of something. Remember Emmett Till?